Alright, welcome back. Now it will be time to take a look at the STA. This is one of my first tier 3 medium tanks in this game, although I didn't really drive it a lot because at the time the T-3485 was simply, at least in my case, a much more interesting vehicle. But now I actually do enjoy this tank a lot. It has a very nice cannon, and it has the highest penetration out of any rank 3 vehicle in the game. So let's take a look at the stats. So it has a 90mm main cannon, 45 counter power is the top speed, reverse 17 counter power, specific power 15 horsepower per ton. It has 34 tons for crew members, 186mm is the penetration, reload 7.5 seconds, rotation speed 24 degrees per second. Now, this is a quite a lightly armored vehicle. It is very easy to penetrate the armor, and you should avoid head-on fights with this tank. It's a fast tank, quite mobile, so you should be relying on the speed and mobility to outmaneuver the targets. Now, let me quickly show you the ammo types that you can get on this tank. This is a tier 3 vehicle that has access to the heat ammo. Now you have the classic APC-BC armor piercing cap ballistic shell, penetrates 180mm at 100 meters and 170mm at 500 meters. There is also the high explosive shell, the HEATFS, high explosive anti-tank fin stabilized shell, which has 310mm penetration. You also have APCR, two types of APCR, both are generally very similar. One penetrates 280, the other one penetrates 290. But I primarily use heat, and I use the APC-BC. So far that's been my primary ammo type on this tank so far. So then, let me show you some gameplay of this thing. Alright, let's go to the first battle. Now I personally prefer to use APDS, APHE, or in this case APC-BC. Heat is good. Heat ammo on this tank is really awesome. 310mm penetration on tier 3. That is really good. However, penetration isn't really everything, since in a lot of cases the heat ammo doesn't do a lot of damage even when you penetrate, but the APDS or APHE basically kill the target in one hit. Now, doesn't mean that the HEATFS is bad. It just means that you have to really aim at the weak spots of the enemy tank. Basically, try to hit the ammo, try to hit the fuel tank, things like that. With the APHE, just hit anywhere and the tank just blows up. But I personally like to shoot at ammo racks, since that basically guarantees that the tank is destroyed. Now on this tank I primarily use APC-BC, which is the default ammo, and the default ammo is already pretty good by itself. It has 180mm penetration, but honestly it is more than enough for the tier. Now, when you're fighting higher tier, when you have, for example, a Tiger or a T-54 as opponent, then the heat ammo can definitely be of use. But in most cases, the normal APC-BC ammo, the normal AP ammo on the STA will be more than enough. However, again, if you're fighting higher tier vehicles, then the HEATFS ammo will be probably the better option, since you will have much more penetration, and if you have to shoot at a target, at least with the hit ammo you can penetrate. But even in higher tier games, I didn't really have a lot of problems with the normal APC BC ammo. It still penetrates really well, and it still does some good damage when it does. Now there is a T-26E5. I put 2 shells in the back of the tank, basically set them on fire. If this was APHE, that tank would have exploded, since that's what APHE does, but even this ammo, it has some very good damage. It does some very good damage when it hits. The spalling and the shrapnel just goes everywhere, and yeah, there we go. Very nice. The 90mm cannon does quite a bit of damage. Now, I already said that this tank is fast, although it is not as fast as the T-3485, and obviously not nearly as armored as the T-3485, but you get a very good cannon. I would say the cannon is much better than the cannon on the T-3485, although the ammo is different, but the ammo in both cases just does really well. The APHE on the 85 is also really solid. The APC BC ammo on this 90mm cannon is also really good, so you will not have any issues killing tanks with this. Then you also do get the best penetration in the whole rank, and this is basically what does separate this tank from the other vehicles. It has really good penetration, but it is kind of difficult to drive. Now, when I say difficult to drive, you have no armor, and mistakes aren't really easy to correct with the STA. One mistake and the tank is that, since there's basically no armor and anything can penetrate you, so you really have to rely on flanking, you have to rely on speed, and you have to rely on positioning, as well as knowing the maps. The tank is a really good sniper. It's also very good when you are around cover. It also has a very good reverse speed. It's fast in reverse, so it is very good to peek around the corner, shoot, and quickly fall back, since it's fast and it can quickly reach top speed in reverse. That is something that the T-3485 doesn't have, and it makes this thing quite fun in that aspect. Now, back when I started the game, I actually couldn't really play tanks that didn't go fast in reverse, since I relied on the reverse gear a lot back then. Nowadays, I really rely on the tank's maneuverability and basically cover. So I shoot from cover, I try to have the advantage on the map, and so far that's been going really well. As for the maneuverability part, this tank does slide quite often. Not as often as the M4, but it is still quite a slippery vehicle. And honestly, I don't really mind that. Good for maneuvering around corners. You can also do a handbrake turn easily on this thing. Now let's go to the next match. Good thing about this cannon, with the hit you can actually penetrate the frontal armor of a Hetzer on the upper plate, which is something that the T-3485 struggles with, but this thing easily goes through the Hetzer's frontal slope, and aiming for the... well, actually, okay. I didn't want to aim at the lower plate, I wanted to aim at the frontal slope on the upper armor, but okay, it's fine. The Hetzer got destroyed anyways, so that's what matters. So you can easily penetrate targets that usually you can't with some of the previous vehicles, but it is hit ammo, so you really have to avoid shooting at the tracks, because if you hit the tracks, the hit will not do any damage, and you have to avoid shooting at spots on the enemy tank that are not going to be effective when shot by heat ammunition. Alright, that went a little bit above the track, and I set the T-34-85 on fire. Second T-34, okay, nice shot at the side. Now with heat you can shoot through the objects here, but thankfully I switched back to APC-BC, so now I can actually shoot through, and hopefully next shell, there we go, next shell destroyed the tank. Very good shot. Sometimes sometimes we have moments like these where I got shot from the side but nothing happened. I have no idea how I am alive, no idea how that tank bounced, but they bounced and they did no damage from the side. So this tank has some very interesting moments where you just get bounced even though it should kill the tank. So I experienced that driving it. I also experienced that while being shot at, so yeah, kind of funny. Now I took the aircraft, but it looks like was unnecessary. My team seems to be completely dominating the airspace here. I'll try to send the bomb, and then I might just crash the plane so that I can go back to the tank. Okay, bomb away, and let's just crash this thing. Okay, there we go. And let's go back to the tank. Now we have zone C, and the enemy has zone A. I might go and capture zone B, but I might even go and try to capture zone A, although we are already doing that. So let's move and let's see. Another T-54. There we go. Nice hit. Nice shot at the side. This is a very fun to play tank. The 90mm cannon is really awesome. Kind of funny how this tier 3 vehicle, it feels like it has a better cannon than the M48, which is a tier 6 vehicle. Kind of funny, because I had more fun with this thing than with the M48. Although the M48 has much better armor, it's more maneuverable and it's fast, while this is still maneuverable, but it's not as fast and not as armored. But the main cannon on this is really good. Would be funny if this thing had a PDS. I believe if this had a PDS, it would probably be one of the better one of the better tier 3 vehicles. And you can actually fight tigers with this tank easily, since you can penetrate them. You can penetrate the turret with the APC ammo. You can also do the same with heat. Although with heat you have to aim at the weak spot in order to blow up the ammo rack on the enemy tank. And of course you have to aim at flat surfaces, but didn't seem like that didn't seem like it was a big issue in this field. At least I did penetrate the frontal slope of the headser quite easily. Alright, let's go to the next match. We got the same map. Okay, fair enough. Now for the start, you can easily go and camp the center of the map, and you wait for the enemy tanks to come in, and then when they do that, you just slap them. Although in this case I missed, and yeah, I did no damage there. That was my fault. I aimed. That was bad aim. That was some bad aim, but it's fine. I will be moving around, and let's change positions. Now someone let off smoke here. I have to say, the smoke screen, when set off by allies, it is I don't know, it is doing a big disservice more than it's actually helping, since I would be able to kill a bunch of tanks but I don't see them, so I can't kill them. Okay, there is a M4A1. First hit went in, did some good damage. I'm using heat and did penetrate it, did some good damage there. Heat isn't really, it doesn't really show it's difficult to explain since it doesn't really show all the damage in a way that it's kind of clear. When you shoot with AP and when you see the spalling and shrapnel go everywhere, you know the damage that you're doing to the tank. But with heat ammo, it doesn't have that, since the shell works in a very different way. So it kind of feels weird to use it, but it is still doing some good damage. Okay, that tank got destroyed. Let's see, let's move forward a little bit and I might be able to put some shells into these tanks. There we go, nice. That was the EBR from before. A very nice hit in the turret. I might be able to put one shell in the little hole here, or let's just wait for them to... That's a Tiger, I believe. I believe that's a Tiger tank. But I missed my chance to shoot at them, which is fine. Around the corner, no one is over there. Okay, fair enough. There's a Hetzer behind me. Let's move for the Hetzer to go. The Hetzer is such a good vehicle. I didn't unlock it yet, but I'm planning to do so. Tiger H1 is so bad. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but H1 is just kind of weird. See, H1 just got penetrated just like that. Frontal plate, shell went in, and that was all it took to kill the tank. Easily. One shell from the 90mm cannon. Let's see if we can find some more tanks around the corner. Guess not. Okay. Maybe it will be time to move. Oh, hold a second. There we go. EBR. I did hit them in the turret, but it didn't destroy the tank, which is fine. I will enter the air battle for a second, since why not? Perhaps I do get a bit more luck this time. Alright, there's the bomber. I'm approaching. I also have a bomb myself, hoping to be able to drop that on some enemy tanks. They're fast. That's a very fast bomber. Let's drop the bomb and then I'll continue chasing down the enemy aircraft. Okay, now I'm much lighter, and let's see if I can get a kill. There we go. Nice, perfect. Got a kill. My bomb missed. It's fine. Okay, timer will be up in a second, and then we can continue with the tank. Now, where should I go? I think I'll just go forwards, since it already seems like this is going to be a smooth victory. Oh, I say smooth victory. Anything can happen. The snail might decide to troll me and basically give me a defeat. We will see. But based on the map, I believe that the enemy team is running low on tanks, which means I'll be able to move freely around. But yeah, this tank is very fun, very fun to drive, and definitely looking forward to see more of the Japanese tanks being added in the game. They are very fun. Okay, this is a good position where you can actually go from you can go to this position at the very start of the match, since you have a very good view on all of the enemy team. Okay, that was a headser. I did hit the headser, but unfortunately hit the upper plate. Okay, I have immobilized the headser by destroying the transmission, switching to hit, and now hopefully the hit will go in. Okay, that went a little bit low. I have to aim a little bit higher, although I don't see the headser, but I'll try to hit them. Okay, that hit the frontal plate. It did kill the driver and it did some more damage inside. But I believe the team has killed the headser, so yeah, the tank is gone. Alright, time to move forward. Oh, no, 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 no. Those are some bombs that were prepared for me. Well, I didn't go into the bombs this time. I haven't been bombed quite recently in this game. Actually, I was bombed when I was repairing. Someone decided to drop a bomb right next to me. I think it was a friendly. I got bombed more by friendlies than by the enemy team, by the way, which is kind of funny. Well, it looks like the enemy team is running low on tanks, and it looks like to be a very solid victory. Well, as you can see, the STA is a very... I mean, this was right from the start. Back when I was driving it for the first time, I knew that this thing was good. Although at the time, you know, learning the controls, learning the maps in the game kind of prevented me from actually enjoying this tank. But now this thing is awesome. The STA is definitely one of my favorite rank tier 3 vehicles, and definitely give the tank a try. It has the best penetrating and best performing gun in tier 3, 310mm penetration, which is awesome for rank for tier 3. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. If you would like to support me, feel free to like and subscribe. And with that being said, stay safe, and as always, I'll see you next time.